We're going to bake gluten-free cheese and herb scones and prepare a simple brunch spread on Japanese porcelain. Through this, I hope you learn a bit about Wabi Sabi lifestyle. Breakfast or brunch is my favorite meal of the day. I'm an early bird, I have never been a night owl, and so that may explain my love for breakfast. My energy is at the peak, my mood usually good, and my appetite is nice and healthy in the morning. But the reality is, I can't always sit and enjoy a leisurely breakfast, so whenever I get a chance to take the time to prepare and eat, it almost feels like a treat in itself. The other day, I had a visitor and I decided to bake scones for her, so I'll share with you how I prepared a very modest brunch spread and used beautiful Japanese hand-painted plates for the occasion. Hope you enjoy. These are the plates I'm using. They're called Kutani ware or Kutaniyaki, and they're made in Ishikawa Prefecture. Kutani is a traditional handicraft and is known for its beautiful hand painting. These are made by Kakoku Inazumi, and I'll put the link in the description, but I was attracted to them for the delicate lines of the drawing and the colors that are vivid and subtle at the same time, and really the overall feel of it. You can see that the white one is matte and the indigo one is a little more shiny. In my opinion, these are art pieces that you can actually use. It's like an everyday art. This is all freehand painting. Can you imagine? Even the back side is finished beautifully with more flower paintings. This is my first time using them, so I'm very excited. Let's first make the gluten-free scones. Now, I have a separate video for plain scones, so if you're interested in the detailed instructions, you can watch that. Here's the link. The recipe is written in the description below, so please refer to that. First, mix all the dried ingredients. Almond flour, oatmeal, I used rolled oats, sugar, baking powder, and salt. And mix well. Then add coconut oil on top of the dried ingredients. Melted, not melted, it doesn't matter. Also add butter here. And place the bowl in a refrigerator for about half an hour to chill. We want the coconut oil and butter to be chilled and firm. In the meantime, let's grate some cheese. I used cheddar and parmigiano reggiano, but you can use any combination or just one type of hard or firm cheese. Half an hour later, coconut oil and butter are chilled and firm. Cut oil and butter into flour until they resemble a coarse meal. If you don't have a dough scraper like this one that I'm using, you can just use a fork. Continue to work the dough using your fingers. This way you can make sure that everything is mixed thoroughly. Just work quickly enough because if you work too slowly, coconut oil and butter would start melting. If this happens, just pop the bowl in a fridge for another half an hour. When the dough starts to stick together, you're done mixing. At this point, preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 360 degrees Fahrenheit. To the mixture, add 40 grams of egg. Don't discard the leftover egg because we're going to use it as an egg wash. Also add milk and mix well until everything is well combined. Then add the cheese and herbs. For herbs, I used dried basil and frozen fresh parsley. Whenever I buy a bunch of parsley and have leftovers, and I usually do, I wash and pat dry the florets and keep them in a plastic bag in the freezer. This way I can use them for cooking right out of the freezer and they look and taste just as good. Mix well until everything is combined. Divide the dough into 10 pieces. I weigh each one on a scale so that everything weighs approximately the same, but you can just eyeball it. And then wet your fingers and shape each mound into kind of like a cylinder. Don't overdo it though, light touch will do. Like so. Remember the beaten egg that we didn't use in the dough? Use that as egg wash to coat the top. Bake in the preheated oven for about 13 to 15 minutes until lightly golden brown. Voila, they look nice and fluffy. Let's use the indigo round plate for these scones. Wow, look at that! I love how the deep color is a nice contrast to the scones. And even though the painting is so intricate and delicate, the plate still has a casual feel to it, perfect for brunch table. I love it. Let's prepare the rest of the brunch menu, which is not a lot, but I have freshly baked granola as well, so I'm serving that in a jar. This is cheese cream that would go well with granola and fruits, but yogurt would have been good too. Now it's time to use this oval plate. Cheese cream, jam in a small jar, some grapes, and oranges. Yeah, these are not lemons, they're oranges, smallest possible oranges. And a few slices of ham because it's always good to have sweet and savory, juicy and dry, creamy and, you know, different flavors, different textures, different colors. Always good to have variety on a plate. There's really nothing special about the menu, but plating on this oval one was so much fun. The great thing about it is that plate's rim acts as a decorative frame, so I don't really need to add extra greens or reds or other colors just to make it look more appealing. It's already beautiful. Well, it was a gloomy day, so it's a candlelight brunch, but honestly, I like candles whenever I want to enjoy a long conversation. And you can't forget the steaming cup of tea. I use this glass pot for Japanese green tea, English black tea, and herbal teas of all kinds. As I said earlier in this video, these hand-painted Kutani ware are like art pieces that we can use every day. They're beautiful as they are, but I love them even more with food on them. Even when you're entertaining, there is no need to do a grandiose presentation. I believe in making just enough rather than cooking and plating so much, which oftentimes end up becoming a waste, a food waste. I also believe in decorating the table with the things that you actually use. My preferred table is Wabi Sabi style, which is really about appreciating the moment and not showcasing your effort or your possessions. So, scones are baked to perfection, steaming cups of tea fragrant, and conversation is convivial. What more can I ask for? Wabi Sabi joy. Buy what you love, use what you have, and cherish each moment. Thanks for watching.